Hello fellow gamers, this is Tim, SamY7, and today I'm not going to go over an RPG book, but I found this book while I was waiting in line at Barnes & Noble, and it just screamed at me, like, buy me. It's called The Element Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures. You guys can see that there. And basically what this thing is an anthology. It says on the front here, the ultimate A to Z of fantastic beings from myth and magic. There's a lot of creatures in here from mythology and belief systems that I'm not familiar with, and a lot of them are really interesting. I think this would be a great book to get and reskin some of the stats that are in the monster manual or whatever game you're using, and just basically just add more flavor to different things. Each page has about 2 to 4 creatures on it. And there isn't very many illustrations, so this isn't like necessarily as good as like an old school Bestiary or like Pathfinder's Bestiary, which has like beautiful illustrations. But what it does do is it gives you just a nice little fluff to add on. The first thing I thought of when I grabbed this book was, let's say you didn't want kobolds in your first level dungeon, and you want something else. So maybe you flip through the book. Oh yeah, what am I gonna have? I don't know. It's just all kinds of stuff in here, like, I don't know. What can I find here? The Nuqua. In Chinese mythology, Nuqua is human from the waist up, but has the lower half of a serpent. She is inseparable from the serpent-bodied emperor, and it goes into some more detail. But let's say you just want to just have some little things to kill or whatever. These kind of sound like Naga, but they're a little bit different. I don't know. You just go through and it gives you a nice little fluff for different creatures. And there's probably hundreds. I mean, I would think at least 200 or 300 creatures in this thing. Like I said, every page has like 3 or 4 creatures on it. The book is like, it's almost 500. It's about 550 pages long. And I'm sure there's other books like this. I'm sure if you go to the folklore section of the bookstore, you'll probably find this book and other books. I think this is one of those cheap books that you buy that really doesn't. I don't know. I think it was like $5 or $6. I'm not even really sure. Maybe it was up to $9. I took the sticker off. I don't really remember. But it's a nice little book, especially if you're kind of running out of ideas for different things for. If it's a hack and slash campaign or some sort of like half combat, half role playing, it'd be nice to have some different things for people to interact with. I've often found when I'm running a game like that people are like, oh, they have green skin and sharp teeth. Okay, that's how you described kobolds last time. Or basically just, I don't know. It's nice to give different descriptions for monsters, and you don't always have to have new stats. You really don't. Kind of like how GM did with their different cars. It's basically the same car, but they just slap a different name on it and give it a few little minor tweaks. That's all you really have to do when you're making monsters. Just pick a base creature, and then maybe you want to pick orc in the monster manual, and just spray paint on top of them, give them some new skin, give them a different color, give them some fluff from this book. Maybe he has a different sort of weakness, and just, roll with it from there. And I think this book would be very good for that. It has lots of different descriptions, and it describes where the myth comes from, where the creatures come from, if they played any part in any sort of, pantheon, where one god was fighting against another god, or maybe these creatures were the handmaidens of some goddess, or whatever the case is for these different creatures. But I don't know. It's a little purchase I made, and it's definitely gonna go on my RPG shelf. But it's just really cool. It's lots of neat little fluff. I really haven't read that far into it. I'm about a tenth of the way through the book. But everyone that I've read just kind of screams at me like, you could do an encounter with this, or you can have a very interesting NPC interaction with this creature. So, I don't know. Check it out. Feel free to pillage folklore and mythology for all of your RPG needs, and I'm sure you'll make some interesting encounters for your players. All right, thanks a lot.